and pin my video for everyone. Okay, so as you can see, my paper is straight up and down. And we're going to put our head, the head of our phoenix over kind of on the left side, kind of up near the top, so we have lots of room down here for the tail. Oh, there's Nikki. Let's let her in. And start sketching out my circle.
Hi.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, Mickey. You're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind.
Hi, Mickey. Dun, dun. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Then we're going to go ahead and add the line, the center line that's going to show us where to put this diamond and the top feathers here. So I'm going to put a line very lightly. Make that crescent moon on the left side. Let me know if I need to zoom in, Stephanie. I know you're working on a small screen there.
Yeah, you see me?
I'm like peering.
I was like trying to open it bigger.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got you. I got you.
Okay. I'll zoom in a little bit there. So there's our circle inside the head. There's the line we just drew for that diamond. Now I need a line that's going to go right along the bottom of the eyes. Going to make a skinny little crescent moon on the bottom.
Is this character like something you made up on your own, or?
I thought I made it up, but then one of my friends earlier today said it looked like a chocobo. So now I'm not sure. Maybe it was in my subconscious. I just pulled it back out.
And for some reason, it reminds me kind of a Digimon, a little bit.
Oh yeah, especially the orange. Like that could be that little dinosaur guy. Then I'm going to add those eyes, which you can see are kind of like a sideways raindrop, around on one side, pointier near the beak. Around on the outside, pointy toward the beak. There's Frank, let's let him in.
Sorry, you got to look at the inside of my nose, but let's see.
Hi, Frank. Oh, and here's Kristen too. Let's let her in. Then the other eye, because of foreshortening, we remember that. Do I have any? Nope, I don't have a coin near me. Oh well. We remember that when things are coming toward you or away from you, they get shorter, they get thinner in this case. So this eye over here is going to be just as tall, but skinnier than that other one. And in between these two eyes, we're going to put a curve for the beak, right where it attaches into the head.
Same amount on each side or less on the other side?
A little bit less on the other side. Excellent question. You guys ask questions whenever you want. Then from the top of the beak, not at the end of the line here, but at the top of the beak, I'm going to take that center line and continue it for as long as I want my beak to come forward. If you do a shorter beak, it'll probably look more like a baby, and if you do a longer beak, it'll look a little bit older. And then I'll put my little smile line right there. We zoom in for this part, little tiny detail here. That was just the center line, right? But we've got this little bit of a curve over here that's the rest of the beak. So I have to take that around and draw the rest of the beak. I'll probably make just a skinny little sliver of a shape. And get that a little more 3D.
And you've got it kind of angling towards the left there, don't you?
I do.
So it makes it, okay.
And just so we don't confuse ourselves, you can go ahead and erase everything that's inside that beak. You might want to keep this center line here for a little bit longer just to help you remember where center is, but those other lines we can get rid of. And then we have this bottom part of the beak, a nice easy line, just a little curve. And go right back in there. And then we're going to shape the head a little bit so that we don't just have this basketball of a head. We've got this little bump of a cheek that comes from this eye right into the beak. And go from that eye right into the beak. Cheek. And on the other side, we're going to have this little bump that comes out. The other side of the head and cheek. And we'll smooth it right into the bottom of the beak right there. And then I'll take my eraser and clean up, get rid of all the lines I don't want. And on this one, I kind of flatten the back of the head. You can do that if you want, or if you don't want to, that's fine too. I'm going to add a little bit of a corner right at the top of the head so it's not perfectly round. I know right now it looks like you got a bump on his head. So we're going to even that out on the other side. I'm going to go right across to the other side. Add a little bit there. If it's looking a little too much like Frankenstein, you can take down those corners, adjust as you need to. And we'll put a couple of those head feathers on. Right from this center line is where this line is going to come from. So I've got one center of a feather right there. And just like the head has a wide side and then a narrow side, same thing on these head feathers. We're going to have a wide side that's close to us, and then we have this narrow side that's farther away. So my line over here, very close, very, very close to the center line. Go around the tip, and when I come down on this side, go far away from that line. And you can erase from the inside. There's one. If you just like the look of one, you can stop right here. If you want to add another one, you can go ahead and tuck it right behind the first one. And remember, when you put in your center line, it's not going to go here with even sides on both. Nope, we got to have one skinny side, one wide side. And put it closer to the top. And then if you want one more, we can stick one more. Tuck it behind that one. I also want to make sure that where the feathers connect into the head, still follow a curve. Mine got kind of flat, so I'm going to fix that. A little better. And of course, you can design any kind of feathers you want. If you want nice, big, long feathers, you want a little mohawk on your bird, you can keep on going. Anything you want to. Your bird, you do what you want. And then on this one, I put a diamond on his head just for fun. If you like that, then we'll put a short line first, and then a long line, short line, and then a long line. And I make sure that the points at the top and bottom are on that center line. It should give you a diamond that has a wide side and a narrow side, just like everything else we've drawn. Then we're going to add the body. We have a neck first, so I'm going to add 2 lines where I think the neck should go. And you can give your bird a skinny neck, or you can give it a wider neck, or you can give it no neck and just have the body come out of the head. That's up to you. On this one, I give him a nice chubby tummy. I know I've said this many times, but it takes different sides of the brain to talk and draw, so that's why my English not so good when I'm drawing. I'm gonna go right to the end of this orange part. Kind of looks like a chicken at this point. That's okay. Next, we're going to add this wing here. Let me back my camera up a little bit. I'm going to overlap the body, go right across that line, and make this first little curve here. And we'll go toward the cheek, just a little bit, and then out. And you can see I'm holding way back on my pencil so I can get this nice range by just wiggling my fingers or moving my wrist. Big wing right there. And they'll come all the way back into the body. Right now it'll look a little bit like a turtle flipper. That's okay, we're going for the big shape. And then as you can see, we've got 3 rows of feathers. Real birds obviously have way more feathers than this, but we're going to simplify it and make a row of small feathers, and then medium feathers, and then some great big feathers. So first I'm going to just give myself some light guidelines, decide where I want the short feathers to stop, decide where I want the medium feathers to stop. So basically you're drawing stripes so that you have 3 different sections. And this first section, we're not going to have very deep shapes. You can see they're just little bumps. They don't have a whole lot of space in between them like the medium ones. So I'm going to come around here and just do a little bump, another little bump. You can do as many or as few feathers as you want, as many or as few bumps. So for the next row, we're going to draw a little more space in between the feathers. And they can overlap or they can be separate, that's up to you. Not every single one has to have a lot of space in between it. And then on this one, I just did 3 big, thick feathers. If you don't like the look of that, you can draw more. But these are going to be bigger or longer feathers. We'll just fill in this last row. Then we're going to draw the other wing. And we're going to practice drawing through. So this wing I'm going to draw right through the body. And I'm going to try to make this side just a little bit shorter than that side, a little bit narrower. And I'm going to try to draw this curve going the other way. Very, very lightly. I'm drawing right through my bird head. That's okay. Just so that we can get the proper placement. And then I'll curve it right back into the body. Best case scenario is that it connects with the bottom of that wing too. So lightly, because we know we're going to erase these later. And we can do the same thing with our guidelines. It separated out the small feathers. We can take that all the way over. Medium feather guideline all the way over. And then I can go ahead and erase the part that's in the body. Don't need that anymore. Erase the part in the head. Don't need that. And I can do my feathers once again. My small feathers on the first row. Little bumps. Medium feathers. A little more space in between, a little longer. Follow your guideline all the way to the end. And then the big feathers. Probably won't see as much of them. They'll be skinnier since we've got the big side and the skinny side. Then we're going to move down to the feet. So somewhere on the bottom of the body here, I'm going to have a little leg bending forward. And it's going to end in 3 toes, and I made the middle one the biggest to be a little bit more like a dragon, a little bit more like a magical creature. You can do any kind of feet you want. We'll go right back up into the body. And where it goes into the body, I made kind of a funny little 3 curve shape here for the feathers. And they're covering it up. Trying to avoid any tangents this time. There we go. And then the other leg, you can see, goes a little bit more down so that we don't have them looking exactly the same. So I'll draw this one right through the first foot. slightly since we're erasing it later. Oh, I'm getting kind of a tangent with that toe touching my other leg, so I'm going to move that. Straighten it out a little bit more maybe. And draw 3 little toes. And we just go back and erase the lines that we don't need. This leg is a little too skinny, so I'm just going to thicken it up with a new line. And then erase the one I don't want. And if you want to put a little group of feathers where that leg goes into the body, you can do that too. Oh, I forgot the feathers on the chest. If you like this little feather decoration here, we can add that on too. We just need a curvier line coming off the neck. Curve it back in. Add one big feather. And curve it on the other side. I like to have this line overlap just a little bit so we can keep our 3/4 turn on our bird. You can also think of that center line that was running down the head, if that one continued down the neck so that we have a wide side, narrow side. It needs to go all the way down this feather and have a wide side and a narrow side. And then the tail, our last feature before we go to ink. So I just did a great big bunch of long feathers here. You can do that if you like. I think I'm going to make them more clustered this time now. So I'm going to keep my flow from the back and just keep it going. Keep it going and then curl it at the end. This time I think I'm going to make them rounded on the end. If you like the look of that better, you can do that, but I'm going to go ahead and make a rounded feather at the end. And thickening it up. Sometimes when I'm doing these big long shapes, I'll just color it in lightly with my pencil, and then I get my eraser out and just take out everything I don't like. Whew, there's one. Now let's do another one. I'm going to come back to that back, all the way up on the back, and follow that curve and keep it going. Maybe it goes behind this one a little bit. Maybe I'll have one curl the other way too. You see me drawing lots of lines going forward and backward and everywhere, scribbling all over the place. And somewhere in there is the shape that I like the best. So I'm just going to erase everything else. If you think it looks good, you can stop. If you think it needs 10 more feathers, you can draw that. So we are going to move on to ink in about 5 minutes. So as many feathers as you want to draw in 5 minutes. Maybe one feather fell off. Oh, and if you're going to ink the reflection in the eye there, you might want to go ahead and sketch out an oval in each eye. Save that for white.
Can you make that a little bigger, the eyeballs, please?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Just about 3 more minutes. Since this is a phoenix, if you want to draw a couple of little flames coming off, you can do that too.
Where's the flames?
Put some right at the top of the wings and the feathers here.
Oh, okay.
Not very impressive, more just little symbols, story point.
You just made like little teardrops?
Yeah, pretty much little teardrop type shapes. And then took out a chunk from the bottom. I'll be the first to admit I'm not great at drawing fire though, so feel free to do your own version.
I was just thinking how bad I am at it. My version would not be anywhere near as good as yours. Yet.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, good to see you. Hey, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, nobody's having a birthday. I'm not rolling down the hills at Apple Hill.
Alrighty, if you haven't already, now is a good time to start inking. If you happen to have a kneading eraser, you can roll it up like a rolling pin and roll it all over your drawing to pick up that extra graphite. If you don't, tough. No, I'm kidding. If you don't, and kind of lighten it up with a regular eraser, it's just a little more difficult because it does get a little more smudgy. These cost about $1. So you might think about investing in one if you like drawing and want to partake in the lightning of your drawing. I'm going to grab an inking pen. If you don't have an inking pen, of course you can use whatever you do have. Fine tip Sharpie or Papermate Flare pen or whatever other random pen you've got. Ballpoint pen. I'm going to use, I guess, the same ones as last week. Actually, maybe a brush pen. We'll see. When I'm inking, I'm going to try to stay to the spirit of the original line as much as possible. So you will see me lifting my pen a lot. Make sure that I don't accidentally smooth out a line that wasn't supposed to be that smooth. For those of you in the digital art class, you know what it was like trying to write your name with the stabilizer on. That's kind of like what happens if we try to ink too much in one swoop. It all just kind of gets smooth and lumpy. We want things to be nice and distinct. You'll also see me rotate my paper a lot. I apologize if it gives you motion sickness, but we need to spin our paper to where it's most comfortable, because it really doesn't make sense to try to ink a line in an uncomfortable position. It'll probably make you draw the line very wiggly or strange. So go ahead and spin your paper right round, baby, right round.
Michaela, are you doing this digitally?
Yes.
No good.
Show off. I mean, I'm glad you're doing that. I need that thing where it closes the lines for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with digital art. Once you get used to the computer helping you out, you're like, oh man, I wish you know what I have to do. Control Z, Control Z.
That's right.
Even just today, Frank and I were with some of our other artist friends, and I was inking a drawing, and then I got to the sword and I messed up. Man, where's that Control Z when you need it?
That's right.
Control Z, for those of you who don't do digital art, will undo the last line that you just did. So if you make a mistake, it disappears like it never happened. Lovely.
Lovely.
I kind of think I want this feather to go in front of that feather. I'm going to change that.
I'm drawing between the rings. A little off of my position. Whatever that's called. Ran out of paper.
After you're done inking, be patient with that ink to dry and gently erase the rest of your lines. Sometimes I'm a little too quick to erase the pencil, and then all of my ink lines start smudging and smearing. And there is no undo button. You can color your Pheonix whatever colors you want. If you like the kind of golden eye color that I've done here, I'm going to go ahead and do that again. You are going to need brown, orange, and yellow. Very dark, kind of chocolate brown. And then I think I only have one orange and a yellow. I'm going to sharpen these real quick. So I'm going to mute my mic. I'm going to use my dark brown and start coloring at the very top. Down the side of my reflection, that highlight. All the way around into that little nook and cranny there. And then I'll color a little bit in the middle of the eye here. Trying to make it the darkest right under the shine. and then a little bit lighter and then for the eye there. Then I'll get my orange and start coloring right over the top of the brown. And then I'll get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I'll get my yellow and color right over the top
He's done before.
of everything.
This way, buddy.
Ooh, so pretty. And the other eye's a little bit harder because it's so much skinnier. The same thing, I'm going to put the brown on top. Dark on that side, and then a little bit lighter. Get my orange, put it right in the corner here. And then the yellow right over the top of everything. If you want to make the beak look like it's made out of gold, you can use these same 3 colors. You take your brown and draw a line following the curve of the mouth all the way to the tip. I'll color that in. Use your orange on the bottom. Yellow on the top. And right over the top of everything. Ooh, so shiny. On the bottom part of the beak, I'm not going to put any yellow. I'm just going to do the brown and the orange. Diamond on the head is gold too. I can put in brown. Put in my orange on the bottom. And the yellow right on top of everything. I think I'll use magenta for the head. And I don't have a dark magenta, so I'm just going to use my brown for my darker color, my shadow. Oh wait, I do have one. I'm ready. Whatever colors you decide to use, it'll always look better if you have a dark version of it and a light version, or else you can mix in brown or orange or other colors to make a darker version. Just color with your darker one. And then make your lighter one right over the top. You get streaks in color. Back and forth. That kind of gets this sort of marking there. Lately, I've been practicing coloring in circles so that it doesn't get that streaky look as much. You can try it out, see which way works better for you. We have about 10 minutes left, so we might not get to color the whole thing. If you have any questions, you want to make the legs gold, you want to make some feathers gold colored, you want to know what color goes well with green, you can ask me. I may not have the answer, but I will try my best.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you. I updated my computer, so now I have to use the phone so they can see my nose hairs all the time. Thank you, Dom. I made too many tail feathers.
What song is that, Michaela?
What?
What song is that? That you were just singing. Humming.
Can't Sleep Love by I forget who. Want me to put it on?
Are you listening
Can
to
I
music
do
while
that?
you-
Can I put a song? No.
Our
No, because Betsy got in trouble for playing the music because it's
Yeah.
copyrighted or something, Michaela.
Yep.
Oh,
Didn't get
I
in
thought this
trouble.
isn't being recorded. Oh, never mind, it is.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, it is recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's being recorded.
Is the Dungeons and Dragons class going to be recorded?
Yeah, I hope so.
Probably not the gameplay, because I don't think that has anything to do with art unless somebody wants it to be recorded.
But maybe the directions, so we
I
Yeah,
prefer
the direction
not.
is good.
So we can go back and review, huh, Kristen?
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. Those of us who have no idea about this
Yeah.
game yet
The
are
clueless.
looking forward.
Yes.
That
I feel bad
No problem
because
with-
I'm still lining my piece.
Oh, that's okay. We only have, what, about 3 minutes left? I'm not going to finish mine either, but it's getting there, little by little.
Homework. We always have homework on Fridays.
Could you tell me how to do that shading of the eye? I'm sorry I missed it.
Sure, no problem. Let's do another one. Let's say I've got my eye right here. So I took my brown pencil.
Brown pencil.
zoom in since you're on the phone. Oh, that's as far as my camera will go. I'm going to color in right at the top, right around the shine mark. And right into that little corner there. And I'm pressing fairly hard so that I get the darkest color I can out of this pencil. Then I'm going to go very, very lightly and just add a little bit more brown in there so that it'll mix with the yellow later and look very impressive.
Both eyes same.
Yep, both eyes are going to be the same. Then I got my orange.
Orange.
Yep, I'm going to color right in this corner, and then I'm going to press lighter, 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 until it fades into nothing. Last step, you take your yellow and color over the entire thing. Right over the brown, right over the orange, color in everything. If you want your brown a little darker, you can come back with your brown and darken that up. There we go. Now it looks like an eye.
And we just leave that white like that?
Yep. That's the reflection of this white.
Okay, and then what'd you do with the pink? What are you doing with the pink?
Pink, I was using kind of a darker pink color just for the bottom here.
Okay.
And then using a lighter pink for the rest. If you don't have two pinks, you can use the same one and just press hard and lightly.
Okay.
That works too.
And the beak and everything, you did the yellow first?
I did same as the eyes. So I did the brown stripe first,
Okay.
and then orange on the bottom, and then yellow over the top of everything. Just one more minute, and we'll see how far we got. Well, see, this is good though, because then this gives you a reason to come to the art show, slideshow, or if we have it in person, I doubt it, but you'll be able to see the finished piece.
But you should submit your finished piece, because if it comes in as a JPEG, then whether we have a live art show or not, we'll be able to share these as a video.
Yes. If you need the email address, I can type it into the chat, or you can remember it's teamjli@gmail.com.
And if you have the monthly planet, well, there's a link right at the very top for sending in your...
Oh, hey, Betsy, if you really want music, maybe you can Google non-copyrighted music.
That's what I was thinking, especially for ink class, which we do a lot of silence, and for Dungeons and Dragons too. It'd be nice if we just had some adventure
background music.
Yeah. I'll start looking for non-copyrighted music. I know YouTube's got some for sure.
That's a good idea, Michaela. I know we kept you around for something.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Just
Are you trying to tell us we're done?
We
We're
are
done.
Today's time slot.
Are we going to see our partial work?
We are going to see partial work. That's right. I'm going to turn on cam here.
I really like the way you rendered the goal.
Yeah, it worked, actually.
The gold worked. All right. Let's see how well it worked. Oh my gosh, cut my hair. Let's see. Oh, Frank was a little bit faster, Kristen. I'm going to go ahead
Frank!
and first.
Oh,
I
excellent.
like that tail.
Ah, those tail feathers. Those are great.
He
Whoa.
hardly needs to be
Flame.
finished. With that beautiful body, he just looks nice white.
Whoa. You got everything on the page right too.
Everything on
Yeah,
the
that, yeah,
Gosh.
that tail is gorgeous.
All right, let's see. Kristen, spotlight her video for everybody.
Who was that other tail? I thought that was Kristen. Who was the other one?
The other one's Frank.
That's Frank.
Oh. Oh, I like that shading on the tail, Kristen.
Yeah.
Just getting started.
Just
That
get
is
started.
cute.
I know, but his belly blank yet. Has plenty to do. Okay, what have we got from Callista? Here it is.
Whoa.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Peachy. I like that peachy bird.
You
Look
got
at
a lot done. Oh, you just have a little to cover.
There's mom's. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice job, guys.
That's just
Nice
right
flip.
under the throat.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Very good. What do you got, Stephanie?
I don't know how to share it on my phone.
Yeah, what are you doing on a
Can
phone?
you switch your camera to the other view?
Point your camera at the page.
Oh yeah, just point the camera at the page.
That works.
There we go.
Perfect! Ooh, you really filled the page, baby.
Yeah. I'm like, a tail? Oh, shoot, a tail.
That's the perfect tail for just fitting the corner.
That gold beak is coming out nicely too, though. Everybody got those gold details.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you?
Fun.
Nikita?
I
Fun,
got something.
fun.
Hold on.
Oh, man, that looks good.
Oh, jeez. Look how good that
I
is.
love
digital.
your eyes.
Thanks.
Oh, that is nice.
Now I can't wait to see it colored in. Indeed.
Well, I hope to see all of these in the art show. These are all great.
Okay.
We can do it.
Eyes are so pretty.
Kristen, I printed my digi art. You want to see it?
Yeah. Oh
Did
my
that-
gosh.
That
Send
turned out
us.
cute, huh? It looks better on paper.
He looks darling. Send that JPEG or whatever it is. Send it. We'll print it big.
Michaela, I need your help, but I had fun. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, it's 5 o'clock, so I'm going to end this meeting and see some of you over there for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, ma'am.